The first time I met my boyfriend's childhood best friend, she proudly introduced herself as the ultimate socialite fraud investigator. Throughout the entire dinner, she couldn't stop lecturing me. Women really shouldn't overdress. If Declan hadn't explicitly told me you were his girlfriend, I would have definitely grouped you with all those fake rich girls I've exposed online. My boyfriend Declan eagerly nodded along. You really do dress a bit too flashy. You should listen to Sloane and tone it down. I couldn't even be bothered to argue with them. I made an excuse to go to the restroom, but right outside the door, I overheard Sloane delivering her expert appraisal of me. Declan, just look at how that woman walks and talks. She's obviously been through one of those gold digger training camps. She only approached you for your money. Think about it. A Patek Philippe watch, a limited edition Hermes Birkin, and a multi-million-dollar sports car? How could a regular doctor ever afford that? My blood boiled, and I finally reached the end of my patience. I turned around, pulled out my phone, and called my father, the richest billionaire in New York. Dad, wire me $10 million. I'm going to buy out a certain socialite fraud agency and teach this girl that wealthy men can actually have daughters. If you don't believe me, I'll test her for you in a minute. That way you can see this gold digger for who she really is. As I hung up the phone, Sloane's confident voice drifted out from the private dining room. Declan was looking at her, nodding with absolute trust. I really wanted to see how Sloane planned to test a real heiress like me. When I pushed the door open, Sloane was holding my Hermes Birkin, inspecting it from every angle with a condescending smirk. I'm telling you, young girls like you really shouldn't get caught up in comparing yourselves to others. The first step to becoming a fake socialite is trying too hard to package yourself. This bag of yours is a rental, right? I almost laughed out loud. I bought this limited edition bag straight from the boutique, just building up the purchase history to get it cost me over $30,000. When Sloane saw I wasn't speaking, she assumed she had hit a nerve. She put on an I knew it expression and shifted her gaze to my Patek Philippe watch. Can you let me authenticate that watch of yours? Don't get the wrong idea, I'm just worried you got scammed into spending real money on a fake. After all, the bag is already a knockoff. Declan was already looking at me with deep suspicion. He gave me an order. Sloane is just looking out for you. Hurry up and let her see it. This watch was a promotion gift my oldest brother gave me last month. His entire watch cabinet is filled with pieces worth tens of millions of dollars. If Sloane actually appraised this as a fake, it would only prove that she was the real fraud here. I took off the watch, handed it to her, and smiled. Sure, this watch is a highly limited edition, so make sure you don't mess up your appraisal. Sloane eagerly snatched the watch. As she examined it carefully, I clearly caught the flash of raw jealousy in her eyes. It was obvious she had already realized the watch was authentic, but she still opened her mouth to lie. Oh wow, Declan. Your girlfriend is still trying to pass this off as a limited edition to get away with it, but it's actually just a cheap replica. I just have to ask, you're a young girl with an average family and an average job. Why are you buying these fakes just to stroke your ego? Don't tell me you thought you could use these knockoffs to trap a rich guy and drain his bank account. The belittling tone in her words couldn't have been more obvious. In an instant, the way the other people at the table looked at me changed from admiration to disgust. Declan glared at me with sheer contempt, his voice dripping with disgust. How can you be so vain? And to think I actually believed you were different from other women? It turns out you all just want my money. Looking at his disgusted expression, my heart turned ice cold. I used to think Declan was just easily influenced, but that he at least had basic judgment. After all, we had been together for almost a year. Shouldn't he know what kind of person I am by now? The reality of the situation hit me like a bucket of ice water. I frowned, matching his dissatisfaction. Declan, who is actually your girlfriend here? You just blindly believe a single word she says? Since that's how it is, I don't see any point in finishing this dinner. I stood up, grabbed my bag, and prepared to leave.